And we're just going to do really quick walk through here. We're going to go ahead and create a sales order, and I'll just show you how the whole thing fits together. Actually, I already have one set up, I think. So here's my USA bartending school. And we looked at them a minute ago, and they have an order here for 20 of the faux rocks. Now, depending on how my item is configured, I can do either a make to stock or make to order. So if my items are make to order, then I can configure the item so it will automatically be marked for production, and I can create and link a production order specifically to this sales order line. I did not have that item set up this way, but I'm going to go ahead and mark it for production so that we can do that and follow that process through. So I've marked this item for production. I'm going to go ahead now and create the production order. And this could be done, would generally not be done directly from the sales order. It'd be done as a process where I'd look for all of the production orders and create them at once. But I'm going to go ahead and just do this one as a one-off here. I'm going to go ahead and create my production order to make the 20 rocks. And here's my new production order number 000331. And this would show up on the dashboard of the production manager. And he would go ahead probably and release this order. So you can see on our production order, it's copied all of the information. If we look at our production order details on another side panel here, we can see it's copied all of the information over from the bill of material. But if I need to edit that, I can make changes. Maybe I don't have any of the 10-inch labels. I'm just going to go ahead and choose a different part here. I can swap things in and out here, and I'm going to go ahead and release this order. I can look at my totals and I can see what's my plan for this. So I'm planning it's going to be $24 in labor, $47 in material. My tool is going to cost $100. I'm going to make 20, and then as I go through, we'll see the costs accumulating here. I can look at the events on this production order and see so far I created it and I released it. So now we'll go ahead and look and see if we have everything that we need to make this. We could also go into the MRP, typically we would run the MRP, but for this particular order, I can just look and click what's called critical materials, and it tells me, oh, you don't have the stuff you need to make it. So I'm going to go ahead and create a purchase order to purchase these items. So we'll select these, and it would be similar from the MRP. I would see everything that I need for a particular time window and create my purchase orders. I could also create transfer orders or manufacture orders depending on what I need. These items, I'm going to get everything from my go-to vendor. He has everything I need. So I'm going to go ahead and create that purchase order for the 4 items, and once we have that material, then we will be able to make our order. Here's my purchase order, and we'll go ahead and remove that from hold. You'll notice that generally in Acumatica, whatever is the next step to do is going to show there in green. It's kind of going to walk you through. You can choose something else, but it's going to recommend that. We do have an approval process in Acumatica. So if I have purchase orders over a certain dollar value or certain types of items, that can be configured. It's rule-based, and it's doesn't require programming. It's just a rule engine, and you can configure multi-step approvals in different parallel or in sequence. So lots of capabilities there. This case, I don't have any approval. I don't think, oh, I do. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and approve it. I'm not authorized to approve it. Okay. Yeah, so we're just going to skip that, and we are going to do we're just going to go ahead and go back to our production order. We're going to go ahead and I'm just going to show you some of the operations here. I think we're we're almost at the end of our time here. So we're just going to talk through the rest here. So what we would do is we would gather our materials up. Then we can go ahead and release those materials. And because I don't have enough of the raw materials that I need to make this, I'm not going to be able to release them. It's only offering to release the byproduct. But at this step where I'm releasing the byproduct is where the operator could adjust the amount of the byproduct that was produced. So based on my 20 faux rocks, and I figured that each one would produce a 1/4 pound. It's estimating that I'm going to produce 2.5 pounds of raw material. Maybe it was only 2 pounds. So I can go ahead and make that adjustment. It's going to warn me. It's going to tell me that I made an adjustment there, and it doesn't. Actually, I wanted it to be a -2 because I want it to go into inventory. I'm going to go ahead and release that material. And so we release that. Now, if we go back to our production order here again, we can see that on our totals, it's not the right production order. Doesn't cost anything because I made it. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and create a move transaction. So a move transaction is what moves the finished good into inventory. And because I have 2 operations, I'm going to go ahead and choose the second operation and indicate that all 20 of my rocks are finished. If I had a serial number, I could associate that. I can keep track of where my goods are by operation. So if I had produced them but not finished the second step, I would do that. Maybe I only made 15, but in this case I made all 20. So I'm going to go ahead and release that. So now if I come back to my sales order, you can see at the bottom here, when I'm working in Acumatica, it's going to show me at the bottom how many I have on hand, and I had 0. I didn't have any of the rocks. So let's go ahead and refresh that, and let's see if we had 20. I'm allowed my inventory to go negative in this environment, but there are settings where I could control that. So I'm going ahead and made them even though I don't have what I needed to do that. When I finish my production order, it's going to go into a completed status. A cost accountant can review that production order and make sure that all of the transactions that are needed, the labor and the materials and whatnot, are on that transaction. Once they've reviewed that, then they go ahead and close it, and then all the accounting would follow. In this case, now I have my 20 on hand, and I can go ahead and create a shipment for this sales order. So I'm going to do that, and we'll just close this out. Acumatica has a shipping integration. So depending on the shipping method that I've selected, and we're just going to go ahead and do this will call. But if I had selected a shipping method that works with my integration, I can generate the label right within the system. Each package, I haven't configured auto packaging, but it can be done. Each package can have a label associated with it. I'm just going to go ahead and save this. I'm going to confirm my shipment. I'm going to show you the paperwork here, so you can see an example of that. My shipment confirmation, you can see where I could email it. I can have an email template associated with the email. So when I click send here, and again, this can be automated, the email for the customer will populate. I can send them their tracking number. And once I've done that, then I can go ahead and prepare my invoice. My inventory will be updated, and that would close out our production order. Hope that gives you kind of a high level overview of the functionality in Acumatica, especially as it would relate to plastic manufacturers, but could be pertinent, as I mentioned, to all sorts of manufacturing as well. We have customers in many other industries.